Is there an earthquake at your place?
So this was happening last time. It's not.
It's when you type.
Okay. Oh, so I think my desk is unstable. That's weird because
Yeah, it's weird because I would have said your life is unstable.
I'm feeling a tremor. All right. So how do I how on earth?
Well, there's things
Why?
that are connected to the ground, and you need to make it. Let me know. Let me know when I'm not helpful.
It's actually kind of odd. I wonder if I can. Maybe it's up there kind of loosely, but if I know that's not. I wonder if it's just the camera itself might have been. I know that's not perfect,
See what I
but
deal with
it's
every
not.
day, people. See what I deal with.
Hmm. We'll just take 10 minutes to adjust that. All right, so I'm not going to touch anything. I don't
So,
know
Paul,
what happened there.
I made a prediction yesterday,
Hmm.
and I want to say that I was right. I believe I said I'd have a dog by Ignite.
When you say dog, I just want to make sure we're putting that little word in air
Yeah.
quotes.
Yeah,
Because that's
I'm pretty sure I described it as a hamster, an oversized hamster is what my wife wanted, and lo and
yeah,
behold,
it's an animal that could not exist in nature, and what my dog would call a snack.
or a hawk would call a dinner.
Yes, takeout.
Yeah, takeout is probably an appropriate word.
Yeah.
It kind of just happened. We've been wanting a dog for a while and whatever. And my wife found one, and it was
Hmm.
right time, right place, I guess. I kind of wish I would have known that it was coming so quickly because I would have enjoyed a few more nights of sleep.
Oh, is
And
nighttime a problem?
no, well, actually, to be honest, it wasn't that bad. The dog howled, but we just kind of moved the crate into the kitchen, and
Sure.
he
Just cut
didn't.
off its ears.
No
That'll be
accidents in the
quiet.
cage, so
Yeah.
we're dealing with the potty training problem right now, which is fun.
Oh.
But there's a good side to this, I think. So he's had a couple accidents, but they've
Who hasn't?
yeah, well, exactly. But the good news is here, the last two accidents he's had have been right by the front door, so he knows that that's the door to go out to go to the bathroom. The problem is he just doesn't tell us. He just goes over there and shits on the rug or the little entry mat, and then just walks away. Like we need to.
Yep. Yep.
We're getting there, but it's
Yeah.
not even been 24 hours, so we'll.
I will never go through this new dog experience. I'm done. But my dog, at least, for all of its psychological issues, can go great distances of time between going to the bathroom. Is no problem leaving him in the house, her in the house, and
Yep.
in the rare occasion where it's kind of an emergency, she will go over and scratch at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And if that doesn't get any attention, she'll give a little woof sound. And she's like really good about that stuff. Now, if she saw a dog like your dog, or she would murder it, and that's kind of the problem. That's the psycho that we live with. It's kind of a weird thing. She loves people, but you have to watch her.
So what I don't understand here is if I press the mute button on this microphone,
Yeah.
Voice Meter, which is the software that balances all the audio, crashes every time. And so
Okay. So in other words, you pressed mute while I was talking, and then it cut you off completely.
yeah, well, the app locks up. The problem
Yeah.
is my kid is upstairs with a dog, and they were doing God knows what. So I muted it to scream at them, and then it crashed the whole thing. And here we are.
Your dog is going to teach your daughter to poop on the rug.
You take that back. You take that back, Paul Farrat. Which I do appreciate the internet. We didn't have a name for this dog, and everybody and their son and mother and daughter and doggy thought it would be funny to name it Paul, which was humorous until it happened about 87,000 times.
I mean, that dog is the direct opposite of me. It's small and compact.
Functional, healthy.
Flies well.
I will tell you that Mary Jo Foley did come up with the name. She
Wow.
So we had a couple names. Winston, Chester, and Bentley were kind of the big names.
Bentley?
Yeah, as in the vehicle. I originally wanted Augusta as in the golf course, but that didn't work out, as we can now know. And Mary Jo Foley said, what about Royce, as in Rolls-Royce? So
I'm not sure what's with the luxury car affectation, but that's a good name.
Yeah, so it's Royce.
I like it a lot better than Winchester.
Yeah. My wife was like, so there's a street near us called Remington. My wife's like, let's name it that. I'm like, no, we're not going to name it after ammo. an ammo
Well,
manufacturer.
Winchester is a gun maker. Right?
Yeah, and Remington. Does Remington make guns? I know they make ammo, but whatever.
The Winchester rifle is a thing.
Yep. It's also in PUBG.
I should know this. I live in Pennsylvania now.
You were at one with the folk. Just a couple quick things here because it is the day before a holiday. Let's see. Microsoft shoved 16692 of Redstone 5 to the slow ring, letting us know that they still care about the slow ring in between major build releases.
Care is a strong word, but I believe this is the first RS5 slow ring build. Is that right?
I think so.
So that suggests, I don't know if they've done it, but they should be issuing an ISO of this build then. Or maybe they already did. I don't know.
Well, that would be helpful, I guess.
So I think I mentioned this the other day, but tied to Redstone 5, or tied to this announcement or news, I was just writing about Redstone 5, and I'm doing a follow-up to that post I wrote in early May, which is now like 7 weeks ago. And it's kind of an interim, where are we at kind of thing. And at the time, Microsoft had released 11 builds of Redstone 5. Since then, they've released 6 more. And of course, you kind of I went into this thinking there's not going to be a lot of stuff here. And actually, to be fair to Microsoft and to this release, there is a lot of stuff here. None of it is big bang things like sets or timeline, for sure. But there's actually a ton of new stuff coming in Redstone 5. This is the kind of release we should be getting. And none of it is nonsense. It's all productivity focused or UX stuff or just kind of core functionality, like bringing back the ability to resize display elements like text, something Windows had for years and years, and they dropped in Windows 10. So actually, it's a further indication how this thing is turning out the way I think a lot of people think it should, including myself.
Like Cloud Clipboard?
I'm not quite done documenting the new features. It might be in there.
Yeah. I will tell you, I've started to use a new app called Ditto, which is all it is a keyboard or a clipboard catalog. So every time you copy something to it, and so I mapped it to a hotkey on my computer, so I can just hit that, and then you just scroll through it and double click the item, and it pastes the text in Windows. It's a neat little app. I wish it was an iOS app too. That would just solve all my life issues. But here we are. We'll see if Microsoft gets it done though in RS5.
I don't know. Maybe they'll tie it to that new phone experience thing, whatever it is. I don't know if it's going to be called Your Phone or whatever, but. Maybe.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, and the other kind of thing, I was thinking about this while you were talking about the features, and they had a bug bash. Well, we know that they want to try to ship this thing, we'll say sometime probably, September, around then. And Paul, as we both very well know, the month of July at Microsoft is, everyone's kind of on sabbatical, right? There's a lot of vacations, especially...
Some of them permanently.
Yeah. In July and August, and getting a lot of hardcore things done in the month of July and August. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's not. If you're a project manager, you don't want to align a sprint, if you will, depending on the methodology you're using in those months. And so the fact that we're seeing a bug bash, we got this week kind of a wash. We've got the next couple weeks here. They got to start wrapping this thing up late July, early August. So it's really. It's almost, I don't want to say almost done, but it's getting to that point.
So I agree with that. I mean, the only thing I would just tack on to that is that they have a rich history of adding stuff at the last second.
That is true.
It's not going to be big stuff, which I think was your point. And I agree with all that. I mean, I sort of think of where we're at now as about kind of halfway between my first write-up and the end, and that's not a moment in time for Microsoft at all. But if you look at the number of builds, we're kind of like 2/3 of the way through.
Yep.
And yes, I mean, at some point, and I think it's going to be earlier than usual, given the way things are going with these feature updates and how fast they roll them out. They're probably going to start talking about how we're not adding any new features, and it's just a matter of timing. And so we'll see. I mean, like I said, it was 7 weeks since my previous write-up. If you go forward in time 7 weeks, it's kind of like the third week of August. That would be plenty of time for them to then hit the RTM process and ship that thing to OEMs and to the first users in September. So, we'll see.
Yeah. And then just a couple quick things here. Microsoft announced an Xbox One S bundle starting, I think it's going to be available today with Minecraft for $299. And something I kind of disagree with here, but an Xbox One X PUBG bundle for $4.99, and I can tell you that the game does run better, but I still don't think I would be bundling those two together as a hero.
It's a tough one. As you and I kind of agreed when we were in New York, we visited the Microsoft store, and there's something really cool about that Minecraft Xbox One S console. It's like it's styled like the Minecraft cubes, like brown and green colors usually, and it's just awesome looking. That's a cool bundle.
Yeah. I would recommend if you're going to buy one, probably that, unless you want an X. But I don't know. I still hesitate telling people to go buy PUBG for the Xbox One. It's good, but it's not great. So.
Yeah.
And then the last thing on the Xbox side, Microsoft has found by Walking Cat is doing a new photo competition. You can tweet photos from or share photos from your console and win prizes and all that stuff. I'm sure they will share more about this, but it's just them trying to generate social activity from the console.
If I had any energy or whatever, I would strap an Xbox console to my chest and pretend it was attached to a camera, and I'd have someone take a picture of me taking a picture with that setup. So I could pretend that this was like this phone, this photo taken on iPhone contest, but it was for the Xbox. Instead, I'll just describe the joke that was in my head, and I will never do it.
Bravo. Bravo.
Too lazy.
Bravo.
Yep.
All right, you got anything else for today before my kid destroys my house?
Yeah, just a couple of quick things. I was out most of the day yesterday, and so I'll be writing a lot today. I've already published a couple things. I got a couple more in the bag. I think I just mentioned the Redstone 5 thing. That's basically done. That will be up any minute after we record this. I mentioned also this, it must have been yesterday, I guess, my thought about doing a video game challenge kind of thing. So I've decided to go ahead and do that. I'm going to play on the PlayStation 4. I think through the time I go, maybe even the time I go away to Sweden, I'm not really sure, but for at least the next couple of weeks. And I'm going to write that up today, the first part of it. I'm also going to get a Nintendo Switch and bring that with me when we go away. So I'll put a forum post up about this, but I'd like to get some recommendations on, the 3 or 4 games maybe I should get that make sense for that console.
It'd be interesting to see what people recommend.
I feel like there was something else. No, I guess not. So we're not doing Windows Weekly because tomorrow, Wednesday, is the holiday. And it being the 4th of July, we're basically going to be not around. Although I'll probably publish something. I'm usually kind of compulsive like that.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing for the 4th?
Well, tonight, so the little town that I live in, they do the parade the night before on July 3rd, which is today. Mm-hmm. So there's a little parade in town, and then there's fireworks, and then we're going to go hang out at a neighbor's house and drink alcohol.
Are you going to bring the dog to this?
Not to the fireworks, no. I'd like to keep the dog alive.
Yeah, do you have a pen or a cage you can keep it in?
Yep.
Because it's going to be slightly incontinent due to the fireworks, I would imagine.
Yeah, fortunately, the fireworks here go from like 9:15 to like 9:40 or something. Nothing too crazy late. And our plan is to go to the parade, come back, because the parade will last like an hour or whatever.
In Pennsylvania, the fireworks go from roughly January 1st through December 31st. With no break in between.
So I don't know. We're trying not to leave the dog for more than 2 hours at a time until we kind of feel, except at night. But
cool.
Yep, that'll do it, folks. All right, folks, so that does it for today. As Paul noted, we're not going to be back around tomorrow because hopefully we will still have 10 fingers and 10 toes when we show up on Thursday. But there's fireworks. It's 4th of July. I've got a dog that's peeing all over my house. And I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll catch you on Thursday.